but the U.S. District Court system as well, where for the past 2.5 years, former National Security Advisor General Michael Flynn has had a case before U.S. District Court Judge Emmet Sullivan that has yet to be resolved. Today, Sullivan further extended that case that has dragged on for years, saying he doesn't have to drop Flynn's case just because the Justice Department is dropping charges. Sullivan claiming he has the right to conduct his own investigation now into Flynn's withdrawal of his guilty plea. He's asking the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals to stay out of the case to ensure, quote, the integrity of the judicial process. It is my opinion that judge would not know integrity if it smacked him straight in the nose. Joining us this evening by phone is Sidney Powell, General Flynn's defense attorney, former federal prosecutor. Sidney, it is great to have you with us. Make of this what you can for us who don't know the law, but we do know common corruption and just spite, which seems to be that which is driving this judge, irrespective of the further injustice he does to General Flynn.
Well, it's clear from his brief, Lou, that the judge has abandoned any pretense of impartiality and wants to prosecute General Flynn himself and conduct a mini trial over whatever issues he chooses to identify in the case, regardless of what the Attorney General has decided and done here, even going back to charges that didn't exist in the first place and creating some new ones as well. It's just absolutely beyond the pale. You don't have to understand law to understand this, because the brief obviously doesn't cite real law or distorts what they pretend to cite as it is, and they completely ignore our motions to withdraw the plea, the fact that General Flynn was represented by counsel who had a non-consentable conflict of interest that was so bad he effectively was not represented by counsel at all. I mean, everything is wrong with this brief. It ignores the truth, the Brady evidence the government suppressed. It proceeds on the fallacy that the government did this everything right when it did everything wrong.
It also ignores, does it not, the ruling of the Supreme Court on this very issue, that the court has no role once the Justice Department, the prosecutor, makes a decision to drop the case.
Exactly, and the brand new Supreme Court decision that was unanimous that says the court can't just call for briefs of friends of the court because it wants to, or redefine the issues before it. None of that is permissible. So I don't think this brief is going to favorably impress the Court of Appeals at all, and I'm hoping they rule very promptly.
Yeah.
And we haven't even heard from the government yet. I'm expecting their brief to come in any minute.
Yeah. Well, and what do you expect that brief to hold? They dropped their charges. They want this case dismissed. They made the motion to do so. And this judge appears to have some motivating force that the rest of us mere citizens are unaware of. And apparently there's no existence, any basis at least, of a motivating force in law. So what in hell is this judge doing?
I don't know, Lou. It's not rational, and they even ignore, his brief even ignores the fact he ended the December 18, 2018 sentencing/new plea colloquy with this question. At some point, probably won't surprise you that I had many, many, many more questions. And he specifically says he questions what part of the government's investigation was impeded and what was the material impact of the criminality, things like that. And those are precisely what the government addresses in its motion to dismiss, that it wasn't material, there was no valid investigation, there was nothing to be impeded. General Flynn never should have been interviewed in the first place, aside from the fact we now have scads of evidence that he told the truth to the agents as they knew it, and briefed that fact back to 3 different groups in the FBI and DOJ. General Flynn was honest with those agents. Everything proves that. The
record is clear. This man was framed. He was set up and the FBI behaved like third world corrupt petty agents of a dictator instead of representatives of the people, the Justice Department, and our Constitution. It's sickening to watch, and to watch this judge drag the entire federal judiciary into the same cesspool that the FBI and the Department of Justice top officials have been living in for who knows how long, is truly, it's outrageous, it's disappointing, and it won't be soon that this country recovers from this level of idiocy and incompetence and corruption.
It is very bad, Lou. It is very bad, and the D.C. Circuit, I believe, will fix this very soon. There's nothing in this brief that gives them any reason to do otherwise.
And it has taken a long time, but the Justice Department under Attorney General Barr has done the right thing in making the motion to dismiss. But Emmet Smith is clinging on to every part of the swamp, apparently, that he can. Sidney Powell, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being with us this evening. We appreciate it.